Okay, it says I'm on. So this time I'm just going to try to record a replay. And I closed a lot of tabs, so that helps, I think. Anyway, here we go. I'm just going to try this replay against TimFace73. I think that's what it was, I'm not sure. This could make it lag a lot. I'm just going to get that to low. So I started off with 2 swords, 1 minor start. And why I did this is because I like to, on medium and long maps, go 2 swords, 1 minor because it lets me get my my economy up. But I am new with order, obviously, but I just am trying to learn it. So this replay was against an opponent that opted to turtle, and he opted to turtle, I think, because a lot of players I've been noticing in my ratings have been doing that. You see my sword died there. I shouldn't have let it die. I should have realized that earlier, but at least I still have the middle. One thing you should have done here, I think, is come to the middle and try to take possession of that sword or the middle, and just take the middle, because that gives you a big economic advantage. Because last I checked, the middle is worth essentially 2 miners. So if you go sword archer on castle and they go turtling, it's not a good idea, because you get the middle, which is with 2 miners. So you have 4 miners, and they'll have, I think, like about 3 and maybe 4, and if they have 4, and in that case, then the problem is that they can't really do anything against your army. So therefore, it just depends on who has the better macro, and you're just gonna have to come up with that archers and spears to break that turtle, and use shield wall, of course, and use Nerix as well. And the best thing he can do is just try to make walls and shield the walls with Spiritans. I mean, that's as far as I know. I'm still an order noob, but I think I know a decent amount of information about order. I'm just not very good at the macro decisions. I just know, like, archers and swords beat spirit. I don't know. Like, I know the main counters. Like giant massing, you have to use magic kill, because you guys do, because they have their poison and burn, and electricity just really damages those giants. And then you need, against Shadow Wrath massing, it's actually, with Albatross and Shadow Wrath, it's pretty dang hard to beat. Maybe all Albatross and a hard turtle, or maybe Rage Swords and Albatross, but it's pretty hard to beat it. But the point is, I think I know a decent amount of information about order, even though I'm not very good with the Empire itself, because obviously I'm, I guess, around 1600, but he goes for Castle Archer 2 here. He doesn't want to risk anything. He also already bought Minor Hustle. He's just going straight for economy here, and I just bought my Minor Hustle now. And passive income, which I never really use. I don't know, maybe I should start using it. Lately I've been seeing people using it. I don't know how much of an economic advantage it gives you versus the middle or maybe a minor, but maybe, I don't know. And then I'm going to go back to my side where I'm going into my first Spiriton. And archers I buy on the way to getting that Spiriton, because archers and spirits are just a really good strategy with order. I mean, one of my older videos you saw, meat shielding is so good in Stick Empires. Well, that's pretty much the main strategy in Stick Empires. I mean, armor is really powerful, except against elementals, but pretty much everywhere else, armor is really good. It takes like 9 crawlers to kill a Spiriton, and when you have that kind of power, buying an early Juggernaut or Spiriton against Chaos, like, okay, in CVC, Chaos vs. Chaos, buying an early Juggernaut when they only have crawlers and bombers can be super devastating. That's just my opinion, because Juggernaut massing is pretty good because against Chaos when they go deads, because you can just crush those deads. They're not exactly great when, yeah, Cheeky goes for 2 walls here, and my archers get hit. and splash damage is really annoying. It's really annoying, dude. Splash damage, I think you can hit like 3 or 4 at once and hit them all with some pretty hard damage. Like right here, I try to avoid the castle archer arrows, so I just go right past it, like right where the archer can't hit me, and then I just shoot down those walls, and it's very fun and annoying to do that. It's like with the miners in the second row when you want to take down their miners. Right now, you see I have my archers and spears coming along. And I like how, with this Hangouts on Air thing, the only thing I like better than Bandicam, it goes straight to YouTube after you say stop broadcasting. It goes straight to YouTube. And that's good. But the problem is, you can't, this is not the best recording software. It's the only recording software for videos on Chromebook, which is really dumb. They obviously, I don't blame them for not expecting to have gamers playing on the little laptop, but still, it's gotta have some support with Bandicam and stuff, because you can't just have your own apps for everything. Come on. Microsoft knows that, and that's why they're so successful when it comes to apps, and, well, not apps, but, you know, downloads and stuff. And now he's, yeah, obviously the archer arrows can hit pretty well on the miners. I missed him on that last arrow, probably shouldn't have. Anyway, he goes for a spirit in here, so I opt to kite away from him. And this spirit looks really weird, but then again, if you ever see my Juggernaut, don't worry. Anyway, since Richie gave me those 6,000 coins, I went for some really cool armor. I didn't buy the energy sword for the sword raft, but still, got that really nice deluxe thing for the spirit in. And I love my Magiheal. I mean, he looks awesome. He has that animated flaming staff. It's pretty cool. And right now the replay is laggy, but I'm not going to say it's much different from my other times playing, because usually it gets like this, where it's like kind of blippy, I guess you could say. It's just really weird, and it gets like this a lot at this point. So, yeah, I see my Magikarp right there. He looks pretty cool. I think you'd agree. It's pretty good. But I just wonder how Hangouts on Air is going to present this, if they're going to make it look even laggier than it is. That's what makes me kind of nervous. Anyway, at this point I have 3 spears and a whole bunch of stuff from his viewpoint. Right now, he has Spirit Ends and Americ, which isn't bad, but obviously I'm going for tower spawn here, and I already have a mage, and I think I'm going to go for a giant in a few. I have my mage, and I have some other stuff. Anyway. Oh, there's my Nutella. I don't know where it was. Anyway, so what I like to do here with my Spirit Ends is I wall them in. I wall them in the castle when I go in there. It's kind of like a siege. And I use my magical spells. And I'll show you that in a second. So, yeah. I think I'm getting better with order, but now I'm at a 1500 rating because of some incidents. I beat some 1800 players today, so that's a good sign. So now I'm going to have my archers, I think, go up. I think that's what I do. Yeah, I have my archers go up and tank behind them. Or get tanked, I guess. And today I had a really intense match with an FN, Furious Napkins, X, I guess. Furious Napkins member, and he was really good. Like, we were blow for blow until the end. He just went more economy than I did, and I was going all army. And that was not a good choice. I lost, and it was a really close match. And he was like at 1900, 2000. So if I had won that, it would have been pretty epic. But he said experience came through in the end, and I have to agree with him there. Experience did come through. And you see my archers just damaging his Spirit Ends hard, like a lot. And now I'm gonna break his wall here, and then I'm gonna run. It was a good idea, I think, to just hit and run really fast. Got rid of a wall and almost Spirit End. And now here I think I'm gonna go for a giant after I get my Spirit End up here. And yeah, this is super laggy. Apparently, what I like about Order is just they're very fast paced. You can get strong units out super quick, like an Archidon, I guess that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea, but they're pretty good. Like in the late game, you can use them, but for crawlers, I guess you could use them late game. Bombers, you can, but you gotta be really careful. But Archidons and Sword Wrath, you can definitely use late game. I mean, it's no brainer. You can use those definitely late game. You can't really use crawlers or bombers late game, but you can use Archidon, Sword Wrath, Merrick's, obviously, but yeah. And this is where I just attack all out, and I forgot a few spears and Merrick there. And then I try to do my siege strategy. At this point, he's just trying to albatross mass because he knows what I'm doing, but that's not a good choice against my strategy, which is mages, spears, and archers. My mages are just deadly to albatross. It's just bad. You don't want to get stuck against an albatross or a mage master if you're an albatross master. Albatross are good for massing, actually. I mean, if you can do it right. Anyway, now I do my siege. I'm gonna go back to my view. I get my giant in upgrade 1. And then here he tries to save himself, but it's too late as I already have my shield wall here. I forgot to get shield bash, but I think it will be okay. At this point, I just shield them under the castle. And I try to get him to come out, and they just keep wrecking his castle. And then you have my magic hill. I thought they were going to come out. Well, now it just ensures they're not going to be coming out anytime soon. I just put an electric wall right there, so they won't be coming out anytime soon. But they try to, but then they realize this, and they go back in right away. And then I try to use my Venom Toxinium, aka Poison Spray, but it misses. Actually, it might be hitting some, but if you try to Poison Spray somebody in there, you see the yellow pluses coming up from them right away, because they don't get poisoned in Garrison. Anyway, at this point, he tries to come out, but it's too late, and I use my blast to try to finish him off. He goes to Cure for some reason. Maybe because of my Poison Spray? I'm guessing that's the reason, but not really the best choice in this situation, because I think he should probably go for Resilience instead to try to make him so he can stall a little bit longer. But not even one of my spears died. So, good game to TimFace73. I think he could just improve on his turtling by getting a little bit more economy there. And I'm just going to send this to Gamer now. And bye. If I can ever find it. I think this is it.